Hello and welcome to Doom Does DVD, and this is Disney Classics number 3, Fantasia. Now this one is a bit of a mystery to me. I'm honestly not sure if I've seen it or not. I know I've seen clips of it. There's a scene with some dancing mops, right? But I'm not sure I've ever actually watched the entire thing in one go. And as far as I'm aware, it's an original story, right? Unlike Snow White and Pinocchio. So I have no idea really what to expect on that front. Even the name Fantasia doesn't really give you much of a clue. Even the cover is just Mickey Mouse as a wizard on a mountain with some cherubs. Doesn't really tell me what to expect at all. And so, as mentioned earlier, with the exception of some magical mops, I'm going into this one completely blind. So let's see what we've got. Well, as any of you who have seen this film were probably thinking as I made that intro, I completely got the wrong idea in my head about what this actually was. I don't know when or how it happened, it probably sort of evolved over time, but in my head I had thought this was an entire feature about Mickey's Sorcerer's Apprentice, whereas that's actually just one piece of an entire anthology, a selection of different pieces of classical music, all set to lovely hand-drawn animated visuals. And so not a single narrative through the whole thing, just lots of different bits, and each different bit ranging everything from completely abstract to little mini short story. It's early days, but of the three I've seen so far, this is by far my favourite. What I wasn't expecting was the live action elements. There was an actual orchestra being filmed and conducted, and there was a narrator in between each segment explaining what had happened and what will happen. But that was great. It wasn't too dense, it was interesting, and told me things I didn't know about some of this music, including the names of some pieces that I know when I hear, but I've never really known what they were called or who wrote them. So you take that base layer of educational narration and you add on top a lovely layer of classical music, and then on top of that you get a beautiful layer of hand-drawn animation, and the whole thing comes out fantastic. The flowers and fairies and things dancing to the Nutcracker Suite was a particular favourite. The whole thing is like the visualizations you get in a modern day digital media player. But being hand animated, this takes it to a whole level above that. I would be very interested to see more of the same. I know at the very least that there's a Fantasia 2000 later in the box set, but I don't know whether that's a remaster or a remake or something, or just a sequel, but I guess I'll find out about that when I get to it. That's not till number 38. The hippos and elephants dancing around, well, they kind of reminded me of me doing Swan Lake many years ago. Film ends with two pieces, Night on a Bald Mountain and then Ave Maria. But if it had been me, I would have ended on Night of a Bald Mountain. For me, that's a much stronger, bold statement and a much more interesting piece of music, but I can understand why a film in 1940 wouldn't do that. The only other weird thing is that when I went to check my letterbox for this film, I'd already marked it as watched, but having just watched it, I'm pretty sure I've never seen this before. Snow White and Pinocchio came back to me upon seeing it. This did not at all. But that's to be expected really. I haven't been tracking what I watch precisely for my entire life. I started with iCheck Movies in sometime, I think maybe 2012-ish, and then I moved to Letterboxd later. So anything before that time is just data where I've set it that I'm pretty sure I've seen this in the past, and it's not the first time I've come across something that I thought I'd seen, but upon rewatching it realised I hadn't actually ever seen it. I wonder how many more of those there are in my estimated film history. I guess at some point one day I will have to go through and rewatch every one of them to make sure, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, in summary, Fantasia, it was great. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week with Dumbo.